Hi, and welcome to Paper Roots Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm starting with a sketch from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 18. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm starting with a sketch from Series 18 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. All of the sketches are sent to Christy specifically for the series, and if you love to be inspired by sketches, you can find all of the sketches from all 18 series in the albums section of Christy's Facebook group called 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And you can find the link to that in the description of this video, along with a link to a collaborative playlist where scrappy YouTubers who are using the sketches from this series can add their videos, and viewers like you can watch a variety of interpretations of each sketch. Today is day 13, and our sketch was provided by Susan Ingersoll. I was not able to find Susan online sharing her scrappy ideas, but if you know where to find her, please let me know. I would love to link to her places and give her the credit. So thank you, Susan, for today's sketch. So it looks like we have this kind of like layered paper idea, and then we have some layered paper over here. Susan actually wrote in some measurements, which is kind of fun and helpful. She has a frame back here, a little spot for embellishment here, some splatter down the one side, and then a title right here. So there's no really specific spot where she put her photo, but I'm imagining the photo to go right here, so that's what I'm going to do today. I am going to be using this 3/4 Designs collection. It is from, I think, 2022. And these collection kits, if you're not familiar, are quite, or at least when I bought this one, it was quite loaded. So it had like chipboard pieces. So this is a chipboard piece that I just painted black using Crafters acrylic deco art. I don't know, I think I just got it at the dollar store. And then it has like all these different layering pieces, I guess you would call them. Where's the one that tells me everything that was in here? I think it's this one. So it said that originally it had 7 12x12 themed papers, and they are single-sided. So you don't have to decide which side you're going to use. They were all single-sided, but they're really thick and heavy papers. I think this is a New Zealand company. And then it's on the backs, so like this is the cover page, and on the back it was a printed page that you can also use. So there's the 7 12x12 papers, but then you get 2 bonus papers, if that makes sense. So 9 papers altogether. And then there are 7 3x12 sheets. So that's these little things. And they're meant for like layering, tucking, and embellishing, right? I actually only have a couple left. So I have this one with all of the kind of like sayings on it. And then I have this one. And I have a piece of this one left. And is this one too? Yeah. So this one had like tags on it. So they were all different, but there were 7 of those as well, which is great for layering and not having to cut into a full 12x12. I really liked that idea. And then it also came with a set of chipboard pieces. So I used most of the chipboard pieces, but I had this one left, so I wanted to use it today. So I think what I'm going to do is, based on Susan's sketch here, I think I'm going to use this element as this element here. So if that makes sense. And yeah, so let's get into it. So let's pick a background, and these ones are already really full of mixed media, so I don't feel like I need to splatter on anything. I think for this page today I'm going to use this as my background. So let me just set the rest of this aside and cut off the branding strip. Now this collection was called Grudge Reinvented. So yeah, if you're looking for that, that's what it was. And it's kind of an older collection. Oh no, see, this one says 2021. So I don't know. Anyway, so the branding strips are not printed with pattern or anything, so I'm just going to toss that in the recycle bin and bring back my, my layering pieces. So this is my photo for today. It is a statue carving thing that's in Canmore, which is a mountain town not far from where I live. And when I first saw it, I was like, what on earth? So anyways, the story is that the name of the town, Canmore, is named after a Scottish monarch, I guess. And the name, when translated from Gaelic, means big head. So that's what they chose for the statue to go in the town. So they literally have this giant head sticking out of the ground. He looks very peaceful though. And because he looks so peaceful and thoughtful, I decided to title my layout Dream. So this is another old chipboard title that I've had in my stash for a really long time, and it was just plain chipboard. I painted it in the same black paint that I used for the other, and then I grabbed a stencil and tried to like mix media it, but it looks way more whimsical than I intended, and that's okay. That's how I roll. So yeah, so that's my title. And then the sketch also has this, where did I put it? Has this frame element. I don't have frames in this particular one, but I do have these, and they're just old chalk, kind of chalkboardy feel sticker labels. So I thought that would go well in that spot. So we're gonna put that down as one of my layers. And then the next one says it is 8 by 8. So I figure this is probably close to that. So let's measure it up. So just less than 8 there. And then what do we have here? A 5 by 7. So what's this one? This one is a little over 5, and oh yeah, this one will work. Okay, so let's cut this one down. Yep. And I already matted my photo onto black cardstock just to save time. And that pretty much does it, I guess. Okay, so let me set these extra pieces aside for now. We want this, we want these, we want to set these aside. Some of the branding strips had these, as you can see on this one, had these like printed strips across the bottom, so I kept those ones, but some of them were just blank or branding, I guess. Okay. So that's where I'm at, I guess. And then my photo and my chipboard piece, and then my title would go down here. And I printed my journaling on some scraps, and I feel like they can fit under. Yeah, okay. I measured it right. We're all good. Okay, and then I want to put something in behind these pieces. So I'm thinking maybe I want something different. Maybe I want something darker. Maybe I want something that has an image. Maybe. So then I kind of like these scraps that I have left over from something else I must have done, so I feel like I could probably get those on there somewhere. And just as a little embellishment areas, because I feel like I want an embellishment cluster here and one up here. So that's what I'm thinking. So then I didn't have any, like there were no embellishments with the collection. Maybe there were and I didn't buy them. I'm not sure. So I pulled out my neutrals box of just like random embellishments, labels and stuff. So I thought maybe I could create a couple of little clusters with these. So I'm thinking I like this viewfinder, and I need something to put my date on, so maybe I can include something like that. Ticket kind of things that kind of go with the same vibe as that paper pack. Okay, I feel like we've got some things out of there. I don't know how I got this all in here, but we're going to give it a whirl. Okay. And then I also pulled this, which is a bunch of metal embellishments that I thought could potentially look really cool on here. Maybe this giant brad, that might be fun. Well, if you can't find three of the same, you gotta go with three different, right? There we go. I feel like those ones are very similar. What about this one's different? Okay. Maybe I can use up some of these too. I've had those forever. Great. So there's that. All right, so I think that is kind of the idea, and then we'll layer things up a little bit, right? Okay, so I got everything attached down. I did move a couple of things around just because once I went to put them down, they didn't seem to be in the right place. I added on those square metal pieces that I talked about, that I pulled from my metal container, and I put them here, here, and here, and I got those all used up. And then I added some gold brads as finishing touches. So I have 3 here, 3 here, and 3 up here. And then what else did I add that we hadn't talked about? I found this little clock in with the papers, so I just tucked that in there too. I think everything else we talked about. So, and I swapped these 2 ticket pieces just because it seemed to balance the coloring better. So a couple of things that I still want to put on here is I want to add some word strips. So I grabbed these, what are these ones called? Clippings sticker book from Tim Holtz. And I just have so many of them and I keep forgetting about them. So I think I need to maybe put them out on my desk and try to remember to add them to things. So I'm thinking, this one says he could make it on his looks alone, which I think is really funny. Yeah, anyway. Kind of even maybe a little bit snarky, I don't know. He could make it on his looks alone. So I kind of want it to be like this. But I want it to fit into that tag. And maybe I'll just add a little bit of white glue to the ends because it's not super sticky. There we go. Okay. And then we will add this one, and it says to dream of all the happy days because my title is Dream. Looks like the dude is sleeping. So I can put that down here maybe. And then I wanted to add a few of these because they seem to match with my layout. They're kind of like on my list of things that I want to get on some pages. So I was thinking this little arrow could go here, but I don't really like it like that. Maybe on top of the clock, layer it up. There we go. And then maybe I'm thinking these kind of, this one could go here. This one could go down here. And I have one more. Maybe like here. There we go. So we got some of those on there. Now I don't have too many of these to get added to some things. There we go. So I think that is going to be my layout, and here is the sketch. So we have that frame piece right up here. We have all those layered papers there, the title, yeah. And then we have this kind of collage-y kind of piece, but I used the film strip instead. So that is how I interpreted this beautiful sketch by Susan Ingersoll. Thank you, Susan, for the sketch today. I appreciate it. I hope you all are feeling inspired, and there will be a close-up shot of the layout and a couple of detail shots at the end of the video if you want to stay tuned for that. I also do post my layouts onto Instagram, so you can go over there and have a closer look. A big thank you to Christy for putting on another series of 30 Days of Sketches, and to our sketch creator today. Don't forget to look in the description box and give some love to the other people in participating in 30 Days of Sketches. If you're here from the 30 Days of Sketches playlist, thank you so much for spending time on my channel. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you'll come back again. That's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.